Let me ask you something. When did we all get so obsessed about the idea of a balanced life? And when did life start feeling like a test that we constantly failing? Balance became this golden standard. Like if we could just crack the code, everything would feel calm, easy, and under control. We all seen her, that woman from the Netflix show. She's running late from a meeting straight to yoga. She's changing in the car while still on the phone with her client. She's landing with her friends for a glass of wine after, and when at home, she somehow serves a proper dinner for her family. She never forgets to remove makeup for the night, and she always does her 5-step facial routine. We all know it can't be real, impossible even. Nobody lives like that. For the normal people, not from the Netflix show, reality feels more like when we push ourselves hard, we feel tired, and when we slow down, we feel guilty. When we gain weight, we upset, and when we lose it, we are stressed to keep it. When we don't manage to succeed in whatever we are doing, we feel demotivated. And when we finally manage to succeed, we feel that we should be extremely happy, but all we can feel is tiredness. If that image of that woman was meant to inspire us, how did we get to the point that it only stresses? How did we believe in the idea that we must peak in everything at the exact same time, somewhere between 30 and 40? While chasing those ambitious lives, living in the city and always wanting more, we somehow imagined that we should feel calm and balanced in everything. Be perfect mothers, great partners and lovers, professionally successful, healthy, wealthy, and fit. I tried to live that way for many years, and honestly, for a long time, I managed, until I didn't. Not because I was doing more than anyone else. There are women who do far, far more. What really carried me to burnout was that constant feeling that if I feel tired, scattered, overwhelmed, or behind, I should balance my life better. While in my head, many women had balanced it just right, my life looked something like this. When my career was peaking, I felt very bad about abandoning my family. When I allowed myself to spend some time with my family, I felt very bad that my clients weren't served. And if I would take some time just for myself, I felt like I'm failing both. No matter what I choose, there was guilt waving from the other side. What I was really chasing wasn't balance. It was a high, intense performance. Life, work, motherhood balance was not what I experienced. So I changed it into life, work, motherhood chapters. They can be intense, they can be long, they can be even messy, but it's a chapter. They will not last forever. There are seasons when motherhood takes everything you have, literally and hypothetically. Years when work must come first, weekends when friends and romances call, and evenings when your own self is the priority. What is important is to identify what chapter you are in right now. See when you are needed the most and allow yourself to deep dive into it without any self-guilt. And then you can expect to feel some kind of balance in this chapter, but not for good and not in everything. My last few years were split very clearly in two. One was for my daughter, as she was preparing for her A-levels, and my everyday was full of invisible work. Cooking, cleaning, managing her vitamins, handling emotional breakdowns, researching study programs and dorms with her, and motivating her again and again. The other half was work. Long, late nights trying to reach our business goals. Did we manage it all? Yes. Was it balanced? Not even close. It was tiring, but it was necessary. And the difference this time was that I knew it was a chapter. I understood the importance of my presence in it. I wanted my family to achieve some extraordinary results in so many different areas. So I had to stop feeling upset that it came packed in a bit messy paper. My friends, meanwhile, had it better, easier, happier. But I chose to have it like that. We can't give equal attention to everything at the same time. Same as we cannot be everywhere at once. But we can choose to be fully somewhere. I once worked with this mom, a doctor and a mother of 2 small children. She made a decision to stay home for 4 years to raise them. But every single day, before she even gave birth, she felt guilty for not being in the hospital, for not publishing research, for falling behind her colleagues. So even while doing the right thing, she felt like she was failing. And of course, eventually she started feeling that she's failing as a mother too, but then the chapter changed and it was time for her to go back to work. So how can we help ourselves to stick and perform in the chapter that we are now? Here are my best tips on how I taught myself to slow down on multitasking and do one thing at a time. First, let go of perfectionism. You won't manage everything perfect. And it's not failure, it's reality. Know where you are needed the most for the day, the week, the month. This school performance costume for your kiddo does not have to be handmade. You can buy it online. Kids have far fewer expectations of us than we put on ourselves. In fact, being a good enough mom is enough for your child to feel loved, safe, and secure. The newest research says that good enough means being emotionally available and responsive around 30 to 50% of the time. Not 100, not even close, roughly 40%. Being good enough is enough. Maybe that works in other areas too. Second, set boundaries. When I'm working, I like to be fully focused on it. I don't answer messages unless it is very urgent. When my daughter was younger, she knew that if she needs me during work, her messages has to start with some keywords. Please print, call me, we out of butter. She would call only if it was urgent, otherwise it can wait. It's not abandoning. It's teaching them respect for time and priorities. And then when I'm at home, during dinner, that's when we connect. Talk, plan, and actually see each other. Dinner time is sacred. I am not a police officer, nor a doctor at the pit. So I know that 9 out of 10 ASAP problems can be solved later. Actually, even better, with less stress. Third, learn to ask for help and delegate. You can't and you should not be doing everything alone. Drop the badge of I can do everything all by myself and start asking for help. You must understand where you are needed the most now. If it's work and your child forgot their art project at home, you can ask someone to help you. Otherwise, it's not a big deal if they don't have it for the lesson, even if they will have a bad mark for it. It can actually teach them responsibility for something way more important in their life. And then if work gets bumpy and duties keep coming in, you don't have to stay drowning alone. Delegate it, postpone it, speak up for yourself. You should stop thinking that doing it all alone will make you irreplaceable. It quite often only makes you overwhelmed and scattered. And remember, you don't need to be great in everything all the time. You just need to be good enough in your current chapter. Good enough is enough. Living life is not a superpower, but it's not a punishment either. It's a reality. So start liking it. Thank you for watching this episode. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, comment, and see you next week.